but I've seen some stuff recently online where people are doing the most just to get a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? So we're just gonna explore the topic, and we got the historical facts over time of what's been going on. So I don't know if y'all know this dude up here, because I don't know. It say Miss Simply's. That's all I see. You know,
This
um,
is crazy.
right, right.
This
When
is
you come on this show, the best day on the app.
Here we go with this.
It's gonna be nonsense. So, sir, for the people in here who might not know you, you introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Lord Just Me. I'm new to the app. I'm on my double thing right now. I need all the faves I can get. No, y'all know what it is. Y'all know who I am. Lord Just Me. Big Top Badge, Star Gang. You know what it is. Mondays karaoke, Thursdays feature show. Thursdays are the best days on the app for feature shows. Friday fave parties, Saturday G codes. You know what it is.
Right, right, right. So, how does your show go? Because people don't really know too much.
Um, so the way my show goes is hypothetically, of course, every Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Tagged app or any app connected to the Meet Group, where I give out real life hypothetical situations, such as you may have a roommate. You leave and go to work, you come back home, you got two roommates because this fool to move somebody in without talking to you about it. I get two people to act out the scenario. When they get done, while they acting out the scenario, they're gonna give you some real reactions. I want real reactions. It's not scripted. I just tell them what's up and then they do it on their own. After they get done acting it out, we talk about it for a minute, figure out why they acted the way they acted. And then after that, I bring up somebody that might have really went
Oh,
through that
cool.
situation. And man,
Right,
we appreciate all of y'all pulling up, man. Down there in the comments. Thank y'all.
for sure, definitely.
Hmm. You know you froze? Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, I was putting my AirPods in. Yeah, yeah. We get baby steps over here this morning. Baby steps. All the stuff that I
Ain't
do
nothing
two
wrong
hours
with it.
before the show, I ain't
You're
did
doing it
yet.
right now.
So right, for sure. All right, y'all. So look, um, Lord, what is all money in mean to you?
I'm trying to figure it out myself, bro. I'm trying to figure out the meaning of what you're saying by all money in.
Pretty much, like it don't matter where it come from. It don't matter where the dollars come from. You taking it.
Oh yeah. Nah. I played dominoes. I was a guy that my father told me how to play dominoes at a young age. And one of the things about playing dominoes is sometimes you can count, you can score, you can get money. You call it getting money, but all money ain't good money because that money could lock you into some stuff later on. So I'm not chasing every dollar down just because it's there. All money ain't supposed to be yours. No goddamn. Excuse me. No way.
Yeah. What you thinking, Big Ken Masters,
100%
Engel?
right, man. Everybody in this life, being the color of skin that we are, we've all had opportunities where people approach us like, "Yo, watch this door real quick, and I'll get you like $300-400 for a couple hours of work." It's like, nah, man, I'd rather go make my money honestly, especially because you know the risk that takes it with it. Now you got people out there that are just dumb, that just do it anyway because they just want to be down. But I mean, this ain't the '90s no more. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you could just do that as a teenager and get away with it. But when you get older, you understand the risk that's taken with anything that you do, and you got to be prepared to deal with the consequences. It's kind of like a quote that 50 Cent said one time. He's like, if you factor in the math and the time that you're risking, you're making less than minimum wage hustling crack on the corner.
Oh
Real
yeah.
talk.
I don't want to be like, oh, I've been there before, but if I had been there before, I would know, right? You could be
Everybody
on the
does.
block. You could be on the block. Say you on there from Monday through Thursday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, you don't get no hits. You know what I'm saying? The average person, average American makes $500 a week.
Yep.
So you got to think about that. If you ain't making $500 a week, you can't survive nowhere, no matter what state or what city you in.
It's kind of the same thing with being a truck driver, man. Like my rookie year, I saw a dude get stomped all the way out by his first seat because he cost him $1,500 worth of child support money just by waking up late.
Terrible.
Well, I mean, like, to be honest with you, so I was sitting there drinking coffee, getting ready to take my second load out to Philadelphia, and he told the dude the day before, "Don't be late. We got to be up at 7 to get this load because my baby mama don't play." Because she was already talking about taking the child support to increase it because he had just got a raise. And if you about yours, you know that 1,500 is his, but you also gonna get your own bag in the process, so you're not gonna be late. And he ended up waking up at 9 and going to get breakfast and shower and all this other stuff when they're supposed to be at the dispo center at 7 because they're supposed to be hitting it at Philly time. Dude ended up, you know, costing him the trailer. So he was like, "Hey, I gotta talk to you for a minute over here on the side of the trailer. We need to have a discussion about what happened." As soon as they got around, because dude's from Inglewood, just bow right in his face, put him down, just start stomping him. And it was a white dude too. It was sad because he just got his CDL. And so he explained to him why he whooped his ass, or sorry, beat him up. And he called the
Excuse me, sir.
guy, and he was like, "Yeah, sorry, excuse me." He was like, "No, don't worry about it, big homie." He's like, "I knew that if you didn't show up at 8, because you're here every Friday to go to Vegas, something had to be wrong. So I saved your trailer for you. I just didn't assign it out to somebody else." It was a high value. Let's go to Walmart, and he
It's
ended up getting the
always
trailer and
Walmart.
getting.
It's
I
always
know
Walmart.
he got his money
So,
anyway because he saved it for him because the dude's reputation was impeccable. Dude
so
could get to
pretty,
Vegas in
pretty
less than a
much,
day and a half.
pretty much, the first chair put his hands on the other dude for costing him some money.
Yeah.
You ever do that, Lord? You ever have to rough anybody up over some bread?
Ain't your show featured? What are we doing?
Hey, man.
Yes.
Telling the truth.
Shout out to the
Yeah,
admins in the
of
bag,
course.
all right? Hey, this
Yeah,
tag, y'all
of
already
course
say
I
it's the
am.
ghetto anyway. Yes, y'all already say it's the ghetto.
Yeah, but I've had to do that, but we're gonna make sure we keep it clean on the Preacher Show. We do not condone any type of violent acts about anything. But yes, I have been in a situation where I learned the lesson about giving away something that you couldn't stand to lose. And that's the one thing you gotta do when you dealing with money and letting people borrow money and things of that nature. You can never give a person something that you can't stand to lose, whether they trying to promise you or guaranteeing you it's gonna be back at that same time and everything else. It's not gonna chat. And then there's a chance for
I didn't
altercation.
move it
And it
yet.
don't need to be like that. So
Especially when you get older and you look back, you be like, "Man, I was so foolish for doing that." But
yeah.
when you're young and out there trying to get it, you justify it in your mind because you know you need it.
Yeah. You justify it in your head once you locked up though too. Now you figure it out. Like, yeah, that wasn't worth all of that. It's always a different alternative to all of that.
Yeah.
Real talk. It's always a different alternative. Hey man, we appreciate all of y'all tuning in to How Times Change with the homie Mirror every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Tag That.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
everybody.
Hi,
Hey,
Nick.
Technical difficulties at its finest.
How you doing?
Hey Nate, how you doing, love?
Good. Hey, baby.
How you know my
Hey,
name?
Red.
I'm weak.
Shout out to the gang. The gang get here.
Dude's
So
about
Nate,
hazelnut
Nate, let
coffee.
me help my bro. Nate, what you think about all money in? What do you think about that?
Are we talking from the beginning standpoint?
We're talking about seeing a
We
dollar,
just mhm.
getting a dollar. Like whichever way it has to be, whatever you got to do to get it. How do you feel about that?
I'm with it. You know, times get hard, and I feel like that's something that people don't really, you know, like motherfuckers, people who are at a level that is so high surpassed us, they be like, there's alternatives way there is, but when you're in a desperate situation, what would you do? You know, if you had 6 bands in your hand and the person like, hey, I give you the 6 bands if you drive me somewhere, but you can't ask no questions. You don't know what's going on, but you see 6 bands in cash, a stack of 20s or 100s. What would you do when you in a desperate situation? What would you
Yeah.
do?
That's true. That's true. But in that same situation, you still got to use logic. He already told you you can't ask no questions.
Right.
Who's to say that once he gets you to where you're going, that you really can actually get this $6,000? He might go ahead and slap you over the head with a firearm or something, and now you don't get it. Or he could just play you. You know what I mean? What if you taking that $6,000 get you a case because these officers find out that he told you don't ask no questions and you didn't ask none, and now you took this money, so now they got some questions. You always got to think about
You got
everything.
you got to you always gonna be accessory.
Yeah,
And there ain't
sound
nothing that's
go.
gonna stop him from snitching you out as the person that came up with the idea
You
because you
gonna
didn't
be
ask no
accessory.
questions. You know, it was all his idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because
But I feel you though,
I
love.
might have known somebody that or known people that do things like that.
Yeah.
That set people up.
Hold on, y'all. Little mirror, little.
So, with that being said, what do you think? How far do you think you would go to make some money?
I would strip.
You would strip?
I would, like,
And
I
not-
swear, like, for real, and I wouldn't be able to do no other shit, cause, like, I mean, I could
No
dance, but I
cussing,
could
sweetheart. No cussing. No cussing.
like, so for me, like, I want to be able to do, I won't feel comfortable doing certain shit. So if it's just like
No
maybe
cussing, baby. No cussing. No
I
cussing.
expect because you guys are a part of my team that you guys know better than anybody that the show is recorded, and plus we always have at least one or two admins in here. So please, no profanity. All right. Thank you.
I know we all just waking up.
Mhm. So what's the most character challenging thing you've done, Ken, to get some money?
I'll keep it a buck with you, man, because I have no shame in my game. I sold myself to a woman for $200 one time.
200.
I needed the
Hey.
money, and she needed me. I ain't gonna sit here in front about it. It was all she had on her at the time, and I really needed the money. I was like, man, look, I get it to you for $200. She was like, all right, bet. I was like, cool.
So here's the follow-up
All
question.
morals out the
How did you
window.
feel about that? All of them gone.
Fantastic, because it went the way I wanted it to. Within like 45 minutes, I was up out of there.
Did you double back?
No.
You didn't double back after you got two, and you knew you could have got more.
I wasn't gonna get more. It was a one-time thing. It was originally supposed to only be a foot rub and a pedicure kind of deal, and then it ended up turning into her drinking like a half a bottle of wine and us watching some kind of show called Sex in the City or
You
something.
surprise me every time, bro. So a girl was gonna give you $200 for a foot rub and a pedicure. You was gonna file her feet down and rub her feet for her for $200.
Yeah.
He
Are
needed
you
the
a
money.
professional? Do you do feet? Do you do pedicures and all that stuff or something?
Yeah, I do it for elderly people like my grandma and stuff because they can't do it themselves. But she was just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through something right now. I just really don't want to be alone. You want to come through and just do my feet and I'll give you some money? I was like, sure. I was like, hey, I need the money.
Okay. My next question then: how old was she?
I was like 21. She was 26.
So a 26-year-old. Never mind. We ain't even gonna go into that. All right.
Always older.
What about
Always
you,
older.
man? Did you same question? Did you what do you think? What's the craziest thing?
None. Like, I was just in a situation one time, but I ended up taking out a loan. So I never really I ran to a loan. I didn't really run.
That is crazy.
Hey man, you gotta be taxing them.
I mean, shit, I took out an $800 loan and I had to pay like $1,000, $1,100 back.
Payday loan.
But I mean, shit.
I swear to God, on the dead homies, if you cuss in my box one more time, bro.
So Mir, let me ask you: if a girl offered you $300 and was like, "Run me that," you ain't gonna do it? And you see the cash right there on the nightstand, and she's just looking at you.
On the nightstand.
First
Yeah.
off, ain't nobody about to make me feel like no cheap piece of meat. But at the same
That's
time,
not, man. That's not cheap.
look, I have standards. She has to look a certain way. I have to know that this is not the only benefit I could get from the situation. I'm a logical thinker. I'm thinking about the whole play. You know what I'm saying? You got 500 for me. All you gotta do is just send me the Addy. I'll be there tomorrow.
You're in control of the whole situation, though.
But not $200.
I said 3.
All right. So look,
That's your
So-
car payment.
look.
And
So Lord, you can understand me on this. A random comes in your live and drops you a Goldie, and then DMs you on Instagram, not even in your regular tag DM, and be like, "Run me that." You pulling up for a Goldie?
Ooh, I'm finna run you that, all right? I'm finna run and block you and say, "Thank is you tripping? Like I'm not. You can't buy me like that, man. I'm not doing
Right.
this like that."
So you
Like,
gotta like you gotta think, because like, all right, you're paying, you just randomly want to give me $200. It could be something wrong with you. You can have something, you know what I'm saying? You could literally go to the bus stop and pick somebody up to get it 200. What makes me different from everybody else?
Exactly, bro.
You know?
Exactly, bro.
I'm
And
scared.
listen, what made you? I really want to know, like, at what did you see when you looked at me that made you think you could offer me $200 for some meat? Come on, man. Like, I'm trying to figure out what type of situation do you think I'm in? You got to be in a desperate situation for a person to even look at you and think that for real, or your character has already said that you're willing to do that.
I'd
But I
say
mean, if
the
you think-
the most I probably got, if we really want to be 100%, is probably like 5 bands. 5 bands. Yep.
for some meat,
Yep. And there's a lot of in between the lines that we can't talk about, or we don't got time to talk
that's gotta
about.
be capped. There's no way a girl paid you 5 bands for some meat.
Bro, listen, he ain't
I
lying.
always
Tax
keep the
time.
proof. I keep the
Tax
proof.
time, man.
I'm gonna have to get into
Tax
that.
time
keep
be
the
different.
proof.
Tax time be different for a lot of
So-
dudes. They wait around all year long for that type
Yeah.
of stuff right there. You can't rethink of that $200 right now, ain't he?
No, I'm not. That money went straight to my cell phone payment at the time, and I don't regret it. She was bad.
She was bad, all right.
All right. So they were saying it's been going viral recently that you have 30 minutes to spend $100,000. What you spending it on?
Cashier's check.
Like we gotta
Okay.
spend it on something material wise. Like we gotta take
You
it
just gotta
physically.
spend it. You gotta spend it. Yep.
I'm going straight into real estate.
I still got 99,000 left when I'm done. I'm spending it on cashier's checks.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a liquor store and a laundromat, and then the rest is gonna go in. Like half of that's leftover is gonna go into real estate, and then I'm gonna put the other half
How
into
much money?
cashier's check.
Hold on, how much
Wait,
money?
how,
You
wait,
doing that
how
with what?
$100,000? So what liquor store you buying for $100K?
And where the laundromat at? Because I ain't never coming.
Uh,
You tell me I ain't never coming.
I would try to put the laundromat next to the liquor store.
So are
I'm
you
gonna
telling
try-
me you're gonna buy a business for 100? You're gonna buy a empty building for $100,000, and then
No.
you only got $100,000, bro. What can
Well, I've
you?
been looking into it. They got some laundromats out here that are going for like 40K straight up key flip. Or I can build on that. You can always change the dynamics inside of the business to become more profitable. Fluff and fold, you can increase the prices by about 50 cents to 60 cents a machine. The liquor store might not probably happen just because a lot of Middle Eastern folks are buying those up, and they always put them next to laundromats or other businesses like restaurants.
What you're not
But the real
factoring
estate-
in is that he said you have 1 hour to spend it to even.
It ain't even a full
negotiate these
hour. It
type
ain't
of
even a full
businesses.
hour. It's 30 minutes.
Right, it's 30 minutes. You don't have time to do all of that and buy a business and get it together and all. You don't have time. What you do is you buy something that you can turn this money. That you still have this money. You know, there's no way. Even if you do the stocks,
Probably
you only
price.
got 30 minutes. Like you don't know what's
The
gonna happen.
the most
True.
common comment I seen on the post was, pay my mama the money and then she give it back to me.
As a gift
Mm-hmm.
for taxes, yeah, like on Shawshank.
That's what I seen. It was most of it's like, pay somebody the money so they could give it back. Cash App somebody. It was like because spending in it, you Cash App somebody as many people as you can to get as much money as you can back. I
You
don't know
really gotta
how.
trust him now.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's gonna work, but that was what I was seeing. People was trying to figure out how they could keep the money and not spend it in 30 minutes.
You know what, dude? I actually knew a dude who came to my GameStop store and started dropping thousands of dollars on reservations to hide money from his soon-to-be ex-wife because he was a millionaire, and it
That's
kind of
wild.
worked out for him.
What's up,
He was
Yori?
buying, yeah, he was like paying and buying off like the most expensive versions of games and stuff. So it came up to like $30,000 he tried to hide, and so when the games came out, he tried to come in and cancel them, and my boss was like, "Nah, bro, you got to buy all these." He's like, "You can't cancel them," and he got upset about it, but he was like, "Nah, man," he's like, "You ain't about to use us as no, cash washing
That's like a
scheme."
shell, like a shell corporation. All right, y'all. So look, I say from the 1920s to I think it was 1942, random Americans were paid up to $1.5 billion to do random jobs. Ask no question jobs. All right, take this package over here, drop this over here, those kind of things, So I don't know. You accepting the package and dropping it off.
Transporter.
Yeah. You got
You taking it?
another one for us, Nay. You got a historical fact for us today.
Yes, ketchup was sold in the 1930s as medicine, and in 1983, it was sold as a cure for upset stomachs by an Ohio physician named John Cook.
Okay. Ketchup was medicine at first.
Ketchup was medicine.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. They had a lot of you guys do research. I don't know if y'all care about the research or not, but if you guys do research, a lot of foods were actually created to cure stomach pains. Stuff that you ever hear your grandparents be like, "Oh, go in there and eat some Wheaties or something. It'll settle your stomach, and all that kind of stuff."
Eat some greens. You need laxative.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and I hope, man, I'm thinking about it. Christmas was 2 days ago. How was everybody's Christmas? Y'all have a good one?
Yeah. My Christmas was cool.
Yeah.
I took care of the babies and moms, so yeah.
Yeah.
What you feel about
I knocked out my.
how you feel about adults expecting Christmas presents?
Please. If I get something, I'd be surprised. And we celebrate Kwanzaa over here anyway. But you know what I'm saying? I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised for sure.
I don't like it because people start trying to get a sense of entitlement if they don't get what they want or expect.
I feel like
for
it's
some
mostly
weird
women.
reason.
Mostly
Yeah.
women.
Everybody expect to get a phone or something, and they be looking at you knowing you work at like Circle K. For me, I was just by myself. I just started knocking off more stuff to go to my CDL school next month. So I had it pretty good when I got like everything down. All I got to do is just get my driver's license transferred, and I can get up out of here.
Luna, that was funny, Luna, because it made me think about that movie when they made us read that book, Holes. I mean, it made me think about holes when they was eating sweet onions.
Or when he found that can of peaches in the mountains.
Yeah. Okay, so we know that it's mostly like gonna be women because the dude is sitting there like this, mad because the kids are talking about Santa Claus, knowing that he then worked his tail off to make Christmas happen. To have the kids think about some imaginary person delivering presents, and his girl to be sitting on the side looking disappointed because she didn't get what she was hinting to him all year.
It's crazy. Thank you, Callie. What you think about that though? How do y'all feel about allowing your children to think Santa Claus is real? Should we allow?
I can't.
So we allow the children to have a moment, their childhood, or or should we be honest with them?
I'm a mother, so I'm gonna speak for me, but I want my son to experience what I experienced as a child because my mom used to leave the cookies out And we used to have really beautiful big Christmases. And I want my son to experience that. So he gonna think
Right.
Santa real.
Yeah, I don't think I ever believed in Santa Claus. We knew off the jump.
I
Yeah, my
understand that too. I mean, I kind of agree with Nate a little bit. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and spoil it for my kid. I'll let them figure it out themselves. But I still want them to have a good experience, knowing that if they did good in school and everything the whole year, and they wasn't like no terrorists, I can at least get them like a baseball bat or a bike or something. You know, I'm not gonna go all out and go get no $1,800 Alienware computer for a little dude to play Fortnite on. Like I ain't even balling like that, but I still make it nice for him.
Yeah, my
Give
my
him school
parents
supplies and clothes.
my parents taught us the real meaning of Christmas early. So we were taught that the person who they originally was Santa Claus was actually a serial killer that kidnapped kids. It was a pagan holiday. When you put your tree up, you're pretty much, it's like putting a cross up in your living room, you know. It was
Well,
we
see,
got taught all that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
now
So
now
I
you gotta
mean,
you
so my
I
old
actually
man was
take Christmas seriously, so you got to ask yourself, like that's just one version. The other version is that he was actually a Dutchman who actually was helping orphans out, and he put the socks up because that's all the kids had, and he wasn't filling with toys. He was just filling with things like treats and little trinkets and stuff.
yeah, I feel like that story came after that was one of the people that they tried to be like, all right, no, it can't. We need something good to come from this. And then if you're in America, they'll tell you that Christmas was invented in the what 40s or something, 30s, 40s by an
Great
American
Depression,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, a guy, he drew a guy with an American flag Santa Claus suit on, and that was the birth of Santa Claus. So,
Yeah, I believe it.
you know,
Hallmark.
yeah.
yeah, I'm an old man, baby, and my old man was from down south. Wasn't none of that. I heard if I catch a man coming down my chimney, or if I wake up in the middle of the night and there's a man in here anywhere, daddy's going to jail. Daddy did all of this. You get what you're supposed to be getting if you was doing right, and guess what? You're gonna get what you're supposed to be getting. If you didn't, you just ain't gonna get it on Christmas. I'm gonna sit over here and make you look at it for a whole month. We ain't never believed
Right.
in nothing like
I've
that.
seen some crazy stuff to where, like, stocking stuffers, to where if you it's kind of messed up, but if you went, we got the stockings on the wall, and you went in your stocking, if there was toys in there, then you got the toys. But if it was coal in there, they'd beat you with the coal
That's
in
crazy.
that wrapped in that sock. Yeah.
That's actually one of the myths that's actually true. If you receive coal and stuff, it wasn't just lump of coal. You got beat with it with the sock tied off because you were a bad child, and that's where the Krampus mystery comes from for Germany and Eastern Europe. Krampus was supposed to be the Punisher of Christmas, or if you were a bad child, he would put coal in your sock, and then you'd have to be punished subsequently for it.
We know that all holidays have like a dark side to them, pretty much.
It's kind of wild, though. You imagine that you get an iPhone 15, and then you got to turn around and tie off a sock and beat your sibling for calling your mom out her name for a year. It's like you either
Yeah.
gonna take that 15 and do what you gotta do, or you not gonna get it. It's like, all right, come on, let's go on outside for the pie done. You're gonna get it one way or another.
Yeah. They have the we
I
we
wish
we
you would
try to
slap
we
me with
skip
that,
over we
Orion.
skip over religion mostly in here because it's kind of triggering. But hey, I'm gonna just say, do your own research, and read the stuff right, because Christmas is a real holiday. It just didn't really happen in December. So,
Tell you what, man, I miss those coal burning fireplaces though. I take all that coal and pour it in that fireplace or that furnace, man, keep you warm. Cause
man, you sound
I'm
like
glad
you
it.
was living in the 1920s.
I wish I was, man. Like not with the snow and stuff, cause it snowed in Chula Vista last year, which is a trip to me, cause it never has down here. But hey, if you could save some money on energy, imagine how much coal would cost if you had to bill it to somebody. Like we get electricity billed, save you some money and get you a wood burning fireplace.
Hey,
Our
look,
religion, our
look,
religion's cults. Sheesh.
I know
You
I
see
seen
that?
that too. I seen that too. I feel like anything that two or more people are following and willing to die for is a cult.
Willing to
So,
die for? Is it cope?
yep, yep. Anything you're willing to die for that you just listen to the person blindly, you don't ask no
And
questions.
I'll say anything you blindly. I'll go the blindly part, but not anything that you willing to die for. I can't say
No, you
that.
got to be blind. No, you got to be blind. That's the
Blindly
key.
led.
You got to be
Okay.
blind. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they be saying
So
about a lot of
let's
politics these
answer.
days.
I want to hit that question though, bro. Do you feel like religions are cults?
I do, because you got to think
Mhm.
about how a lot of them started, because if you don't have you got to have like, all right, I'm the leader, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going out feeding everybody this story, and I'm convincing them about this story. This is the only way. And if somebody tries to tell you you're wrong about your story, you got to be willing to do whatever to protect the secrets. You got to be willing to do whatever to protect me. It's manipulation, at its
Yep.
finest. And
It's all about $1.
and
So
you
there's no democracy in cults, right?
no,
So how can you say a religion is a cult when you vote in the
there's no
pastor? When
this is the thing, there's no
you
democracy in church either. If you go to the church and you argue with the pastor, what happens? They kick you out of the church.
no,
If you don't tithe, you get kicked out
no,
the church.
no.
Scientology, dog, that's the biggest cult right now,
No,
and it's getting
listen,
bigger.
Hold on, Clay.
Scientology. Listen, there's no way. My father was a minister. I've attended multiple churches. I've been a drummer and a minister of music at the churches. When you had a gripe with the pastor, you would take it to the deacon. This here starts the protocol. You would take it to the deacon. Y'all would have a discussion, and then the deacon would set a schedule or a meeting between you and the pastor, where it would be somebody in there to mediate is that, and then y'all would talk about whatever is going on. There is no you kicking me out of the church because I disagree with what you got going. I've never seen,
But
and
they
I'm
never
talking about
they
even
don't handle it openly either, though. As you said, they gonna handle it in the dark, and at the end of the day, that person is still gonna be sitting in the pew listening to whatever that pastor got to say, whether they were wrong or not.
no. Why would I still sit here if I had a gripe with the pastor? We sat down and had to talk about it, and we still disagree on whatever's going on. He can't make me sit here, so which means that's a democracy, and he can't make me sit here. I have the right to leave. You know what I mean? So with that being said,
Then what would
I'm
you
just trying
think
to
makes
figure
that
out,
person stay then?
what do you think makes them stay? Because a lot of people are already a lot of people don't like to they don't like to lose their comfortability with the people that they know in the church and all that other stuff. But there's a bunch of people that leave churches, bro, and go to other congregations and things of that nature. So I've never seen a cult member leave one cult and was able to go join another one. I don't know nothing about it. I could
Nah,
be
because
wrong.
see,
I've never heard it.
Colts mostly do like you ain't leaving, because a lot of times they get to a point where they want to leave, and it's like, nah, it ain't no way up out of this,
Hmm.
But you
And that's what
can't. You
makes
gotta.
me say that those
No,
two
go
things
ahead. I
are
would say
so
you
far
can't run
apart
a
from each
yeah.
other.
You can't run a church. You can't really run a church that way. Openly at
Impossible.
least. Openly at least. You
Yeah.
could probably do it in the secret, like get rid of members on the low, but you're not gonna do it openly. With a cult, you go there. Once you step through the gates, ain't no walking out of the gate.
And then the
I had a
everything
question
is out
for
in the
you.
open. Go ahead, bro.
I had a question for you, Mr. Simply.
That's
Lord
Lord.
Jiggly.
Lord is me.
Sorry,
Simply somewhere down there.
Lord. I never really so I got saved a couple years ago, but I didn't get a chance to get baptized yet because all this craziness in my life has been going on. But from what I've always been taught growing up, you're supposed to place your faith in the pastor as your shepherd to guide you, for everything. It's not like I've always been taught that the Bible is not a end all be all. It's a syllabus, just like when we were in school, on how to guide you and how to live your life. You don't got to live it extremely that way. But from what I've been seeing and from what I've heard and seen in person, a lot of people are jack-legged preachers. And in my personal experience, I've seen it twice. But that's not everybody. One was when my mother passed away. My grandmother belonged to this church called Bethel Baptist that's in San Diego. And everybody looked at the pastor there as just like, this guy. And he came to my mother's funeral and he spat some of the Book of Timothy and he just kept repeating the same Bible verse. And my grandma paid him like $1,000 to speak at my mom's funeral, and I was a little upset 'cause I was like, dude, you're not saying anything else. You're not giving any fruit to my mom's death. You're just saying the same thing, and then you just
So
collect this envelope and you leave. And then the second part is, I mean, it was on TikTok. It's probably not true. I don't know. This guy got in trouble with his pastor, and the deacon pulled him into a private meeting with him because he said he wasn't tithing enough. He said, "You're only giving $20 every Sunday. We're gonna need 10 to 20% of your salary,
and I
and that's
saw
just
that.
what it is." And I was like, "Wow, that's
That was
crazy that
that was
you sit there and
probably
demand."
yeah, but I think a lot of people put a lot too much faith into man. The Bible even tells you that we all fall short. So and that the what I'm saying is that you don't pray to the pastor. You don't get on your knees and pray to the pastor. You still get on your
Right.
knees and pray. He's just an intercession. Like he's just somebody that has more knowledge over, or you know what I mean? And that is that. But you can get your salvation in your house by yourself and everything else. I seen somebody put in the comments that you're supposed to have your faith in yourself to make the right decision. And that's what it's supposed to be. I don't care what book you done read, in whatever book it is, it's gonna be something in there that says, I set before you this day. I'm gonna use the Bible. I set before you this day good and evil. It is up to your choosing. It's always up to your choosing on whatever you do. You choose the pastor or the flock that you follow. You choose your church home. You choose your indoctrine that you that's the one thing that a lot of us don't get a choice to choose in is the indoctrine. When I say the indoctrine is because we're born into our religions. If your mother and father are Baptist or a Christian, and when you're born, you're going to a Baptist or a Christian church right then and there. You're automatically there. So, but other than that, like the pastor is just a man full of flaws, just like everybody else is, and that's in everything. Whether you want to take this to religion or politics,
He's
the
just a
president,
man
the
of
senator, the
goodwill.
congressman, they're all just they're just men, and that they can articulate themselves and they're well versed in whatever their field is. But that don't mean that I'm placing my faith in you. I'm placing my faith in God. You know what I mean? So,
That's true. You're right, because a lot of pastors, they don't do what a lot of other pastors do, where they work Monday through Saturday to prepare for church. They depend on the church's tithes and stuff to subsequent their lifestyle, and some of them go overboard. Like, for instance, the guy I was talking about at Bethel Baptist, I saw him take an entire year's worth of tithes and spend it on a brand new Cadillac with gold rims and a trip to Africa for his family. And then we seen Creflo Dollar go to
See
jail for
that
stealing from his mega church to get a jet.
that's the man. That's man though. Like you can't
Right,
really
right. That's a
when
man's
it comes
flaws.
when it comes to like stuff like that. That's a man's flaws. Like men seeing too much money and greed, being attacked, being weak. It doesn't matter what religion you are because people will be in the chat. Oh, the devil made him do that and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what religion you're a part of. Money is the root of all evil and it can corrupt you. You know what I'm saying? If you constantly seeing hundreds of $1,000s slide through here and you're like, well, if I could take one, I could take two, you know what I'm saying, and nothing will ever happen. I'm a part of a organization that people call a cult all the time. And there's many people that have stolen money. There's many people that have came to the aid and rescue of people. I've seen it all. So it doesn't really matter. You don't have to be a part of a church or a part of a cult or a part of this. Anybody can create this kind of stuff. We could be up in the live right now. Like, hey, look, me and Lord are over you and Ken and Nay. So you guys got to pay homage to us, give us all your diamonds, and we're gonna feed you this information that we're gonna shove down your throat. You see it all the time. It doesn't matter whether you're on an app, whether you're in life. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be something where somebody's going to see something like, oh, well, that's a cult, or they're benefiting off of the people underneath them. It doesn't matter, you know. It's just
I
what
feel you.
you personally think about that, and
I got
you
a
gotta
cold
use your
case.
best
So they got
judgment.
this. Yeah,
Use your
That's
best
how
you see
judgment.
what they
Scientology
got
works.
down there? They got people should. They said people should not have to pay a pastor for information. Can we dive into it just a tad, right?
Go ahead.
So, if again, I'm a minister's son. I've been in the church forever. I've seen the inner workings of it and everything else, right? People overuse everything that we have all the time, right? So you mean to tell me that this pastor is supposed to be on call all the time and not be paid for traveling, all of this other stuff to come talk to you and everything else? Like at some point in time, he's not supposed to be paid how is that possible when you pay a psychologist or a
You
psychiatrist
gotta, this is
to
the thing, a
sit
lot of you
down?
gotta open, you gotta keep everything. I mean, besides him being paid for his 24-hour time, and a therapist gets paid and they have to listen to stuff, the pastor has to listen to the same things. Besides the building, or if you guys are in a building, you got to keep the building up kept. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put chairs in there, you gotta have Bibles in there, you gotta, running a building is a lot. Now I understand, like, if you're getting $1 million, if you have $1 million church, but your building is only $300,000, where's the rest of the money going? I would understand people saying that, but come on now. Like, I
Some
was just,
churches will deny you services if you don't tithe enough either.
I
That's
got a
not
lot. I
biblical
got a lot
order.
of pastors, and my grandfather was a pastor. My aunts and uncles are pastors, cousins. I grew up in the thick of this myself, and I didn't see for people be like, "Oh, your grandpa's stealing," and I'm like, "How? We live in a 3-bedroom. My grandfather still works a 9 to 5 job. He drives a van. You know what I'm saying?" And then you
He's
see other
spamming
pastors.
rice.
You see other pastors like, "Oh, the pastor got a Maserati or something," and the church is on 125th in the hood. you know,
Right.
then you need to
It's a
open up,
difference,
you
man.
need to think about it as a person, what you're supporting, you know.
Sunday morning shakedown.
So what if he's not? No. So watch this. Do they the person that asked the question about or said that the pastor shouldn't be paid? Should you voluntarily give some type of offering or some type of monetary gain to him? Should you do that? Do you feel like he deserves that? Because I've seen people call the pastor at 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and he got a
Really?
family at home just like they do. I've seen people call my old man out the house at 4 a.m. to go bond people out of jail that did what they did, but because they mom and daddy is ministers of the church, I done seen people put ministers in the middle of all type of stuff. So you mean to tell me at some point in time they're not supposed to be like you
Royalty.
said it, if
I
somebody
see
said that
you.
they
I
was the
see you. Royalty says that Jesus. People say Jesus didn't get paid, so pastor shouldn't either. How do we know? We weren't there, so how do we know people weren't 100% taking care of Jesus? Because we know Jesus didn't have
they
no money.
were.
You know what I'm saying?
They were. I can
They were
speak on
taking
it because
care of
based
him.
off the book.
They
The
were taking care. They
disciples
were
and everything
feeding
else was
him.
gathered. They
They
were
was.
taking care of him.
Mm-hmm.
All
They
right,
were
That was their
so
literally
job. They take
taking
care of
care of
him.
him.
They take care of him, and in return, they get the word and almost a ticket in the door.
so
That's
Lord,
what
let
it
me
is.
let me let me get a little personal for myself here. Let me ask you a very serious question. So I didn't join the church that I was talking to at the time, but I did call the pastor up when I had a very serious problem. And I'm gonna keep it real with you, dude. My wife left me for another man who was older than me, and she got pregnant by him, and she lost a baby. Now she's calling me, telling me she wants to come back into our home after I'm getting ready to go renew my CDL license. And it pushed me over the edge a little bit before I got back to San Diego. I almost committed suicide a couple times because I
Sorry
felt
about
like I
that, man.
wasn't worthy of anything. And so I called up my the pastor at the church, and I asked him straight up because I didn't know. I was like, "What should I do? I don't know what I should do about this because I'm just lost. Like I'm sleeping in a park. I'm homeless." She went and did this, and now she's telling me now that she knows I'm getting ready to go get this bag again to renew it, that she wants me to come back. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? The man sat there and told me, he said, just put your faith in God. And I haven't heard a single word from him since, even though his church is like right down the street from where I'm staying at right now. And I'm
Mhm.
getting ready to go do all of this stuff for
You
myself
said
again
you
without the
said that's
support of his church.
Bethel Baptist.
No, this was it's a Southern Baptist church in Spring Valley. It's run by
Oh
Filipino
yeah,
people.
I know what church you're talking about. I
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
church
I
you're
can't
talking
remember the name of it right now.
about.
But no, not
Okay.
Bethel Baptist. I would never put my faith in Pastor John Ringgold again after what he did to my mom's funeral. So what do I do in that situation when this man is telling me we're welcoming, we're going to take care of you, you're going to be okay, we're going to provide for you, and then he gives me that generic right there, and I'm just like,
So,
dude,
so can I ask you a question? Are you a member of his church?
I didn't get a chance to join because I left out on tour before I got the chance to join. But I
Okay,
was
so
tithing, and I did give him digital tithings while I was gone for like a
listen,
couple years.
were you physically?
Nay.
What
when
did you
you,
want him to?
I'm
Here's the
listening.
question. What did you want him to tell you? Go ahead, bro. What did you
No, no,
want him
no,
to
no,
tell
no.
you?
Go ahead.
I was just looking for some guidance on what I should do about the situation because I'd never been married in my life. And also, I never experienced anything like that. Like my whole life, to be honest with you, man, I ain't never had a good woman treat me good. But at the same time, I didn't expect my wife to go out and do some stuff like that, get pregnant by another dude, then lose a baby, and look at me like I got to deal with the fallout, like
So,
my cold heartedness just came back in a major way, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where I was supposed to go. I didn't have
so
anybody to talk to.
at this point, like we put a lot of pressure on these ministers. We put a lot of pressure on these psychiatrists and all these other people, right? Because what if he tells you? What if he tells you to take her back and you take her back and things go crazy and they go all bad and things happen? What if he tells you not to take her back and then later on down the line you realize, oh, I should have and everything else? Who you gonna blame? You're gonna blame him, right? Because he gave you this advice, he gave you this counsel. So, in other words, I believe truly that he gave you the right counsel to keep your faith in God, to pray about what was going on, and to ask God to give you the diligence and to go through what you was going through and the wherewithal to make a correct decision. You know what I mean? We put too much faith in these people, and then now look at this. You're really honestly sitting right here upset at a man for telling you the right thing because he really didn't tell you what you wanted to hear. We can't always be guided by the next man's words. Sometimes I'm gonna tell you, hey, listen, man, I know what you're going through, and maybe I've been through it, but what I'm gonna tell you ain't gonna help you none. So what I'm gonna tell you is this, bro. Pray and do the best thing you can do, bro. Come over, ask
Like,
God to help you to
like
make the
I've
right
told
decision.
you, yeah, I've told you that too, Ken. Like when you
Yeah, I know.
called me, and because we don't share a lot of our personal lives on here or stuff that we consider that we want to keep to ourselves, you know what I'm saying? So when he didn't get the answers that he wanted from one place, he called around, you know what I'm saying? He hit me up. We reconnected after we went to high school together. So we reconnected because of the situation he was going through, you know what I'm saying? So I pretty much tell him, like, look, you got to think about it. You got to be a man. This is what I did. I'm not telling you this is what you should do, but evaluate your situation and make the best choice for yourself. You know, at the end of the day, don't follow another person's words. Just use them as guidance or use them, what you think. If you told, hey man, just keep believing in God and it'll, what I'm saying, it'll come out the right way. Trust that, what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, God is above everything. So even if you don't believe in the pastor, you believe in God.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And he'll give you an
And
answer anyway. You know what I'm saying?
and I thank you for that, Mirror, because it really helped me out a lot to put things in perspective. Because I realized I was like, you know what, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to get yourself back into the trucking game, and as long as you stay focused and don't let nothing distract you, you can put that on the back burner and deal with it when you got some money to go see her and talk to her if it's necessary. And I only got one more task to do, and I can go back to school. And that's because I kept myself focused and I wasn't worried about all the other unnecessary stuff. And I didn't let it bother me anymore because I'm like, you know what? Everybody got a journey and everybody makes decisions as humans. And this was her decision. So I didn't have nothing to do with it. Like it's unfortunate that she lost a kid with whoever it was. And I'm sad about that for her on a personal level. But for me, I'm trying to keep myself off the streets. I got to get myself back into my
You
career.
gotta wash your
And I want to,
hands. Wash your hands with the situation, bro. And I can't say it enough because like we've spoken on the phone, we've been in the same shoes, you know what I'm saying, in a lot of different things in our lives. And the best thing is I've told you I done been depressed, I done been down, and now I didn't thought about, now why I've been with the crazy routes of, but I've thought about things like, oh, I'm about to go smoke somebody because I'm mad, or I'm about to go do this or I'm about to go do that because I'm mad. When you sit down and cut yourself off from everybody and reevaluate what's going on, it's like, all right, this is a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
sometimes the lesson isn't for you. The lesson might be for somebody else. You know, you were the instrument in her life to teach her a lesson. It just sucks that you came out on the wrong end of it, you know.
Yeah.
So you already know
Yep.
you're a strong man. You already know you got a CDL. You already know you can get to the bag. You know you can do game consulting because you've done it for years. So you already have all the tools that you need to get yourself on your feet. You just got to go and do it, you know, and
Sometimes the
you got to
lessons that
get
we
knocked
learn
off.
in
Yeah.
life, man, and lessons that we
Hmm.
learn in life aren't always easy, man. They ain't always. They don't come like that. Sometimes the mugs knock you all the way down, like all the way down. But you got to realize that as long as you can breathe, as long as you got breath in you, get back up. And listen, bro. I don't know who that woman is, but sometimes you gotta thank them people for showing themselves to you. Because what if
Yeah.
what if you'd have still been in that situation and got your bag back together and everything else, and then she run off with everything? Sometimes God take everything from us so somebody else can't take it from us, or we don't give it to them. We give away a lot of blessings, man. Your blessing that you have right now is your life, your intelligence. You know what I mean? Your wherewithal, your diligence. Keep moving, bro. Just keep going forward. Don't let none of that. And I know how love is. I'm not even gonna sit here and play the game like I know that love tug at your heart. It tug real hard, but you got to remember at the end of the day, bro, that if you allow that thing right there, that's not the only love you're going to have. Bro. Some people are for a reason, some people are for a season, and some people are to get us and prepare us for the right person. You hear me? So you've
Hmm.
been through a lot of lessons. So when you do run into that right person, bro, you're gonna be ready. You're gonna be
And
prepared. So proper
that
preparation
is a
goes towards performance.
very true thing, you know.
Yeah, you got it, Brody.
Yeah.
You
Like a
got
lot
it.
of people don't believe me, but I tell them when I was going through CDL school, I was having a hard ass time. Dude, this sucked. Like there's this one technique called offset backing, which I swear to God you never use this technique. But for some weird reason, you might when you have to park, parallel parking. And I couldn't get it down. And if I wasn't able to pass it, I was gonna owe the school like $5,000. And I remember thinking like I got on my knees and I asked God, I was like, look, man, I ain't never had a reason to believe in you. And I told him the truth. I was like, you ain't never done nothing for me except keep me alive in Iraq. But if you are real, if you can help me out, I'll turn everything I got over to you. And this is what made me want to get saved. Sky opened up because it was raining, and a beam of light came down on me. And a voice in my head said, get in the truck. I got you. I got in that truck. I started it up, and I did every single technique on that list like I've been doing it for the last 5 years without a single mark. And I got 100% on my test and got my license. And I remember getting out that truck and falling down and just crying. I was like, I can't believe this.
Mhm. It happens, man. That's your testimony. Use your testimony, man, to keep going forward. Hey, man, I want to thank y'all for being here every Wednesday, man. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pull up on my homie Mirror over here for what is it? What's the name of the show again, boy? It's funny how things change. Oh, how times change. I'm sorry.
How times
Jesus.
change every Wednesday, best
Thank
day
you,
of the
man.
app with six
Man, come
five
on.
mirror every
You ain't have to say
Wednesday.
best day. You ain't have to
Every
say best.
Wednesday.
You ain't have to say best day. I've been helping you all. Listen,
1
Nay, you
p.m.
cussed.
Eastern.
Nay, you
Look,
cussed
first off,
15,000 times.
I started this, Nay. You know what I'm saying? I started
Just the
saying the
thanks he
best day
get.
on
I need
look,
you to have my back. I need you I need you to help
this
me.
I'm about to. I'm about to. First off, the reason why Wednesday is the best day on the app is because we have the most shows with the best content creators of the app. Unfortunately, people like Lord and Summer decided to pick their day on Thursday. You know what I'm saying? They would have fit better on Wednesday, but it is what it
So it's
is.
cool. I'm going to Tuesday anyway. I'm gonna
Hey,
make sure everybody know Tuesday will be the best day.
hey man, whatever you
Literally
gotta do to
Friday.
get close to Wednesday. Whatever you gotta do to get close to
Man,
Wednesday.
man, come on with the shenanigans. I'm leaving, y'all. Thank you for having me. Y'all know what I got going on all week. I ain't got to sit here and take this. I'm out of here. Bye, Nay. Hey, bro, keep
All
your
right.
head up, Ken. Keep your head up, bro. All right,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks, Lord.
Hey, I
You
need you
too.
tonight, man. Can I get you tonight? I need to stand in.
You said tonight?
No,
What's tonight?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just send me what I need to know.
Say less. Appreciate you.
All right. All right, Ken and Nay. Always appreciate it. You guys helping out and all that good stuff. Everybody in the chat. We seen a lot
They
of the
didn't say that much
comments.
today.
Tay, I seen Tay. Tay, I just wanted to go back to your comment. Men and drugs have destroyed a lot of women.
That's
think
not
that's what it
necessarily
said.
always true, though.
I think that's what it said.
day-to-day living.
Hmm. Women and drugs. Hey, because we could say women and drugs destroyed a lot of men. This was anything when
Bobby and
drugs
Whitney.
is the factor. That's we'll just say that.
Bobby and Whitney.
It's the back and forth thing. We're not just gonna keep getting on the men, because women, we doing stuff nowadays too.
Mhm.
Cardi B.
Love and
Cardi
drugs.
B.
Yeah, she
Well,
cleaned her bank account from Offset, and now they all boo-booed up on Christmas with the kids and stuff. But then she gonna go back and make a diss record on them. I'm like, come on now, that's just
so
not
all right,
necessary.
hold on, Ken. So you're telling me because they're having hard times that they're not supposed to spend time with their kids on the holiday?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, like, it makes no sense. Like, you're legally married, I get that, but you're adults. You should be able to sit down and try and work this out instead of being like, okay, we're gonna be cool for Christmas for the kids, but then the next day on 26th, I'm gonna drop a diss record on your ass for some
We don't
money.
know
It's like,
what we
come
don't
on
know
now.
what's going on in their personal lives. They could have had a perfect Christmas, and then he did something later on that night that triggered her to force her to do that the next day.
Gave her a
You
yellow
know,
Lambo truck.
so that we can't. And it's always bad to try to like speak on somebody else's situation.
Especially celebrities. I know what you mean.
Okay,
But Ken, I'm gonna tell you
fine, come
this.
on back.
I want you to leave that woman alone, and I want you to move on with your life.
Come on,
Okay?
fine,
There's somebody out there
Mandy.
for you. She don't deserve you. Just
Look, I told him, I said, once you get to that point, because you always automatically think you're the problem in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I the problem? Did I do this? There could have been something wrong. I could have did this. And then there's something that snaps into your head where you're like, oh, F that girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of it. I'm gonna take care of it, how I want to do it. And if something's gonna hit you to where that's gonna come in, because it happens for a lot of us, people that have been cheated on, people that have hard times in their relationships. You know what I'm saying? I had that's why I remember um when he told me what happened to him, I had that same situation. I was messing with a girl and she cheated on me and got pregnant or whatever, right? And I didn't even know. And the reason why I found out is because people who found out that she was pregnant hit me up on Facebook and was like, congratulations, you
Damn.
know? And I was like, what? That's hella wild. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you crushed, you mad, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, you're gonna get over that 100. You know what I'm saying? Yes. No, you can't tag people in the comments, man. You have to write their names, unfortunately.
the back
Yeah, I
and
know.
forth that we live in. We
Yeah,
gotta get
man. I
back.
mean, like, I got my goals in front of me. My first thing is I want to get my own place. That's the first thing I'm gonna be saving a couple months worth of checks for, and they're gonna be pretty big, so I'm happy about that. I can pay like way in advance and have like a year's worth of rent paid up, have a place to live, and then later
But you
on, I'm
don't
gonna think
even
about
you don't
leasing a
even have
car.
to do that. Like, going back on the road, you could save up, you could literally save up the whole time, and just keep saving, bro, until you reach that goal to where you're like, all right, what do you want to do after trucking? Because you don't want to drive forever.
Right.
So, once you have the CDLs, it's always there. So you seen what was going on during COVID. We needed the drivers.
Yeah, now freight's slowing down a little bit. Weird.
Yeah, yeah. What's up, goddess? Big Dolo. So, far as like I would say like your situation, you've always like called me, and if you got any, I mean, I'm not a licensed therapist or mentor or any kind of way. I can only speak to you from personal experiences, and you go your own route on the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a divorce. You know what I'm saying? I was married at one time. So, you'll ask me about that and different things. But the best thing I could say, get back on the road and do you. You know what I'm saying? That's that at the end of the day, that's what it is. And all the stories that you got, all the moments that you have can help somebody. because you never know. Somebody could in this live could be going through the same thing you going through, and they might not
Yeah.
necessarily speak it out loud, but they're like, "Oh man, I needed to hear that." You know, same thing how people are in church. They go to church and feel like a message is directly talking to them. You know, so I would just say, take that information, you know, and do you, man.
When they said when I get back in the port, we're gonna bust down on some crab legs, right?
That sounds good. Okay, but when is this? Because, we all reside in San Diego. This is no reason that we all have not met up yet.
And it's gonna be a couple months.
First off, I'm not in San Diego. I'm from San Diego. I'm not there. And from my understanding, Nate, you weren't there either. You're on the other side of the world.
We can all find a way to get to Los Angeles, though.
Yeah.
I'll fly y'all in.
What's up,
Go to
Marie?
Universal Studios.
First
First,
off,
I just want to go off of the crab's legs because I don't eat seafood. So, and y'all know
Good.
my saying, you know,
I'm trying to not ever eat pork again. I'm trying to really stick on that.
yeah, no
bacon.
pork.
So
I
if you
know.
want, you got to go somewhere that has all the options. But that is a step up from the cheese and crackers and wine, though.
A little bit. I mean, that's because she got a man, and I ain't trying to bust her down. You know what I'm
Who got a
saying?
man?
She does. I thought she had a boyfriend.
Who?
Oh, Nay?
You. Yeah.
Not a couple,
There you go.
but that ain't nobody business.
That-
They know
that's-
about each
Wow. You got a couple?
They know about each other though.
I doubt they know about each other.
I ain't popping no bottles.
Your favorite out of the other two probably know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because come on now, we think about side nigga energy. We are not featured no more. But
You guys be a side nigga?
huh?
Would you be a side dude? Would y'all be a side man?
No, I don't play that.
I had before.
I ain't about to be.
I had a
No.
man. I had a weird one. I had a weird situation. I was in a weird one. I was
What
like
was
this.
it?
I was like a side dude to a stud, and I never knew it was a stud because how she talked about the damn girl like it was a 6'8" nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then when I was like, oh hell no! I'm about to go knock your boyfriend girlfriend out.
She was
What's
real
up?
feminine, huh?
No, not at all.
I've been.
Like it was one of those, how like some people you see them, you really mistake them as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's a
Yeah.
dude for
Before-
sure. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like, yeah, that's what it was. I
It's
was
like, come
you
on
see,
now.
like, nah, that's a nigga. Like for sure. Like, there's no way. And then you get up, oh, okay, nah. I got the crazy. Look, I had to walk by. I was like, she playing me. I'm about to walk by on her, and her eyes all big. And shit. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, it was a funny situation. But as far as like intentionally being a side piece, no, like that's stupid. I feel like people being a side dish is like because you don't want the full responsibility these days.